I can never forget in the journey of my Project 40. There were moments, there were particular years, that I felt so powerless. Imagine a young man with a big vision of achieving something at 40 and failed consistently for 3 straight years non-stop. I felt so powerless because I felt everything was not in my favor. I felt banks generally were not designed to help me achieve my goal as an entrepreneur. I felt the policies, the economic policies were not in my favor. I just felt a lot of things were just working against me. I felt so powerless, And one dangerous thing about powerlessness is that it makes depression closer. When you look to your left, it's all full of challenge. You look to your right, it's all full of challenge. You are so behind on your bills. One of the worst things that can ever happen to a young man is to be behind on your bills. It makes you feel so powerless. I felt I lacked the capacity to penetrate certain circle. I allowed my environment to cage me. I actually allowed my upbringing to limit my aspiration, my dreaming. I was so behind on my bills with no clear-cut way of meeting up. To be behind on your bills with no clear way out is one of the worst things that for a young man. I lost my prize car. I was so in debt that every time I had my gate open, palpable fears would grip me. Investors took me to court twice because of businesses that went bad.
And I remember quite clearly a few times when we had business challenges. Just a couple of years ago, there were trying times, and I had to come in to support with a bit of arbitration. I had to arbitrate between him and a few of his creditors. At that time, I saw a man beaten by life, but who refused to be crushed by the vicissitudes of life. He stood up, he stood tall, with integrity, and he forged on.
When I had an aha moment was the day I asked myself a question, that Abioye, who would you become if you are able to overcome these challenges? Who would you become if you are able to overcome this feeling of powerlessness? And the person I was going to become got me so excited. So I realized that excitement wasn't enough. I needed to create a plan. And I created what I call a liberation plan. To a plan that would take me from powerlessness to someone that is so powerful. And the first realization I got was that one of the things that deepened my powerlessness was because I lacked certain knowledge. So I started building and working on myself because I was blaming my environment. I refused to look inward and blame myself. So I now realized that the primary problem I had was Abioye. So I needed to regain my power back through me. And I realized that knowledge was key. Those circles I couldn't penetrate were circles of knowledgeable people. Knowledgeable people don't want to associate, waste time with people that don't have equal knowledge to bring to the table. Then I started building my knowledge base.
What was striking about Abioye from the very beginning was the hunger for knowledge, the hunger to know, to learn, and then to give back. He'd always encompassed these two, to learn, to apply, and to give back. That was a tripod that I found very attractive to me as someone who had worked with a lot of young people for many years. I find a lot of other people wanting just to take. Abioye had the hunger to take and to give. And so whatever he learned, he brought to the team to see how we would improve the system in order that many more people could also make progress the way we were making progress.
Now, I'm going to ask him the same question being asked on the street. Now, sir, what is the most important thing about money?
Well, you know, money is not naira, money is not CD, money is not dollars. Okay, money is relationship. Okay, and most people fail in businesses simply because they run after naira, dollars, and they ignore the concept of relationship and, of course, value and, of course, integrity.
You said money is not naira.
Yeah.
It is relationship.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's it first.
So when I started acquiring knowledge, I realized that I need good quality association, okay? And I realized that for me to penetrate the right association, I've got to serve. So service is key. So knowledge, then the second word here is service. So I needed to serve those powerful guys out there, okay? So that I can attract power from them.
I believe Abioye became my first employee at Learning Impact alongside another lady called Nike. And, you know, pretty much that's how we started. That's how I know him. And he worked here for a number of years as a pioneer staff. Thinking about Abioye, the time he spent with us, he learned plenty of things. And very importantly, he did something which I always reference him as an example. He immersed himself in the thing that he liked the most, the things that had to do with connecting with people, relating with people, networking with people, you know. And we saw him take a deep dive into the world of network marketing and building businesses and relationships and leverage, you know, one of the most amazing words that I learned from Abioye, you know, and all of those things. And he immersed himself. And as I look back, every time I interact with him or think about him or reference him, I say, this is somebody who made a conscious choice about immersing himself in one thing. And guess what? I think it's paid off in every other thing that he has done.
In network marketing, Abioye was both a student, a trainer, and an innovator. As a student, Abioye studied almost everything you could find about network marketing. As a trainer, he adopted many of the good things he learned from his mentors and from the many books and videos and trainings that he had imbibed. And he tried to practicalize and adopt for our space the fundamental things he learned from the trainings. And he tried to help a lot of other people in the team to be able to understand. So he took very difficult concepts, very complex concepts, and reduced them to simpler forms for people to understand.
Ten years ago, I discovered my real purpose, and I realized that 5 years well spent can change anybody's life. And of course, I further realized that knowledge must precede wealth. And because my situation was very critical, I made it a 10 years plan. That my first 5 years, I was going to change who I was. I was going to build myself. I was going to invest heavily in my personal development. I was going to build a lot of relationships. I was going to serve as many people as possible. And of course, the next 5 years to apply in a different dimension entirely the knowledge acquired. Because I realized that what would determine the success of Project 40 is who I know and what I know. Okay, and what I know will create the quality of who I will know. Okay, because people typically drift towards those that know. Now, when I conceived Project 40 10 years ago, September 2011 to be precise, okay, was just about me. I just wanted to be free. You know, I'd suffered in life, you know, suffer in quotes now. Okay, I've done all things. Would you believe that about 22 years ago, on the street of Lagos, in Lekki Phase 1, Phase 2, you know, in Idimu area of Lagos, had worked as a site laborer, would you believe? But 22 years later, I'm now the CEO of a fast-growing Pan-African real estate development company. That we don't just build any houses, we build luxury apartments because that is what we stand for. Talking about purpose right now, and my journey into Project 40 was me realizing that I was actually created to solve one of the most chronic problems in our society, which is shelter. Because in the hierarchy of needs of human, after food, the next thing you just want to think about is shelter. And we realize that the deficit is just so chronic, it's just so disturbing. And that led to a series of thinking. I remember my first thinking in solving this problem was that, let's me leverage on crowdfunding, whereby, because then I was building a team of entrepreneurs and I realized that we are making some reasonable amount of money, but we are all living in rented apartments, and that's really deprives us of that financial stability we are supposed to have. Because if your 3-month income cannot pay for your 1-year house rent, then you are living in the wrong environment. But we realize that we are spending like 60% of our annual income in paying for our 1-year house rent, and that deprives us of certain aspects of our lifestyle. Now I just felt, let's create 1,000 successful entrepreneurs, and each of us will contribute ₦1 million, which is roughly about 2,000, 2005, thereabouts US dollars. And that will have helped us to raise about ₦1 billion, just as you can see the dollar equivalent here. And ₦1 billion will help us create a unique mini estate that will be collectively owned by these 1,000 people. And I was so excited about the idea. Then I thought deeper, and the excitement dropped again. That, when people crowdly own a mini estate, you've not solved the problem of people owning houses for themselves. Then we felt, let's take this concept of crowdfunding to the next level. Then we created what the world had never experienced when it comes to home ownership. We call it the structured social funding system. We call it the structured social funding system that helps people to make up in numbers what they lack in cash. For me, that was one of the biggest discovery in my journey to Project 40. Thank you. Housing deficit is a global phenomenon. In Nigeria, we have 22 million units of housing deficit. All right. Thank you. In Ghana, we have 1.5 million units of housing deficit. In Africa, well over 40 million units of housing deficit. Globally, 1.5 billion deficit. At Lifestyle, we've been able to create unique leverage-based packages specially designed to help you own a luxury 4-bedroom terrace duplex apartment with a rooftop swimming pool worth over $300,000 US. For most people, owning a luxury home is a dream that is out of their hands, left to God, the government, or the economy. But what if is in your hand? What if there's a simple, foolproof, and scheme-free way to owning a luxury apartment in the city center worth hundreds of millions while expanding the frontier of your career and living the good life without the huge budget it typically takes? Lifestyle Asset Hub was officially launched on the 27th of April 2018. It's been 3 years of a great journey for us. We're a typical example that grew so organically We started from practically nothing. We had no land when we started this vision. Okay, now 3 years down the line, we have over 6 locations in Abuja with presence in Lagos, Ibadan, Port Harcourt, Enugu, Owerri, of course Kano, with a plan to covering all the viable states in Nigeria. And we are fully incorporated in Ghana, in Rwanda, with great presence in Cameroon, Ivory Coast, the Gambia, and of course 5 other African countries. For us, we are super excited because 3 years of full operation and we are still debt-free. We've grown our operations very organically, and that is the power of our structured social funding system, which is our gift to the industry. And the concept of Lifestyle Up is gradually changing lives. I remember a woman walked up to me when we launched Lifestyle Up on the 28th of April 2018. And the woman said to me, "Abioye, thank you for giving me a hope of owning a house. I wake up every morning with that woman's voice." And I'm so delighted she's still within our Vision Partners circle, and she's just so close to owning this house.
I think it has a quality of excellence, which is very commendable, because when you come to Lifestyle Hub, you find that it's a welcoming organization. You want to know more. What is it about this organization that makes it homely? So I think it has a quality of excellence. It possesses the quality of excellence. He is innovative, because in the real estate space, I haven't heard of this sort of plan.
But I met a young lady doing one of our leadership training, and I saw that drive in her, the team spirit thing, and that was what prompted me to be part of the organization. I tell you, it's one real estate organization that is going somewhere. Their concept, their purpose driving, their focus, they are determined. Now you see the quality, everything around it.
I met Abioye when the vision just started, and they have not started digging a hole, but they have a vision, and I reckon on vision. So I was introduced to him for a presentation, and he did that presentation. I saw the vision. I saw where he's going. I'm the number one person that didn't give him cash, but I told him, I believe in your vision.
I joined the Lifestyle Asset Hub company because I believed in her vision, her mission, and her long-term goal, which is basically to close up the housing deficit, not just in Nigeria, but in the whole of Africa. Now, we all know that Africa is the future, and I am one hell of a proud African. And I said to myself, why not be a part of something progressive?
Now, we should all care about Project 40. For those that are below 40, for example, don't let that number pass you by. It's a strategic number, because it's a number, if not properly focused on, can create what I call midlife crisis. And of course, can also create what I call midlife excitement. Okay, so it's a number that everybody should focus on. If you are 25 years today and you are an entrepreneur or a workplace professional, you should say to yourself, I'm going to create Project 30 for myself. I'm going to create Project 35. But your ultimate reality, your ultimate goal, okay, the ultimate project should be Project 40. Okay, so simply because if a greater percentage of any society are financially stable at the age of 40 or in their 40s, then that society will become a very prosperous society. That is why Project 40 is very important. Just a year, now you see the way God works. Just 1 year to Project 40, I was 39, okay, and I had another revelation. And the voice spoke to me, and I know it's God because I meditate a lot. Because I always say to people, when you pray, you talk to God. Okay, when you meditate, you listen to God. And during my meditation, God said to me, Abioye, Project 40 is too small. Project 40 is too personal. Project 40 is too selfish. Project 40 is too individualistic. Project 40 is too narrow. Come on, make it broad. Okay? Then my Project 40 metamorphosized to Project 1 million. No, don't get scared now. I'm not saying I want to live up to 1 million years. Okay. Project 40 for me now meant that the year 2021, okay, the year I'll be clocking 40, I should galvanize a unique movement that will create 1 million jobs across, not just Nigeria, across Ghana, okay, across Kenya, across Zambia, across South Africa, across Rwanda, across all the corners of Africa, because Africa is the new wealth, is the new global wealth, okay? Africa has the biggest ecosystem in the world, and God says, Abioye, work towards making this ecosystem even more attractive for the people in the West to come and make this green continent a great one. So Project 40 change now is Project 1 million, and for me, this even keeps me more excited. One strategy that never gets old is solving problems, solving societal problems and getting rewarded for it. And with the new world we find ourselves, post-COVID, has even increased the number of problems we are all facing. So what that simply means is that for you to achieve greatness, you need to look around you. Remember that what is within you is bigger than what is around you. So no matter the problem around you, ask yourself, which of these problems do I need to solve? Then create a strategy around it, okay? And the strategy you're going to create will have a lot of stakeholders that will come around to work with you to achieving it. And you've got to ask yourself, this very problem I want to solve, who are the people I need to work with? What are the resources required? How do I need to develop a unique strategy that makes the solution very clear for anybody that wants to buy into it? Once somebody buys into it, once a group of people buys into it, trust me, nothing stops you. Yes. The past 10 years has indeed been historic. I've met a lot of people. I've been able to impact a lot of lives in the process, and my own life has also been impacted. But most importantly, I've been greatly helped and supported by a good number of people. You're watching me right now. I wish I can list everybody, but I don't want to do that because I really don't want to leave any name out of this. Okay, I thank you so very much for supporting Project 40. Now it's Project 1 million. We even need your support even more than ever. Together, let's impact and change our society. Thank you so very much.